Welcome to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan, where we're going to cast and blast you right out of this world with some of the best hunting and fishing stories that you can't even imagine.
Welcome to Fish Hunt Talk Radio. This is John Hennigan, and we have our host, Frank Selby, who is an accomplished world-class fly fishing guide, and he and his wife operate a incredible fly fishing shop in Southern California. If there's anything you need for anywhere, he's been there, done that. He knows what to use, and just give him a call. He'll help you out. It's called Frank, what is your website?
HisHerFlyFishing.com.
HisHerFlyFishing.com. Anyway, Frank, I was talking to you the other day, and you're talking about somebody that from, I don't know even know where he was, but he operates an operation, I think, in Montana. And I don't know, it's Mooseback Lodge or something.
No. Mooselip Lodge in Alaska. His first week after the show, he got 15 bookings. He's been raving about that to everybody in the damn show the last 3 days, saying, you got to get Frank to get you on the air, or John.
Yeah. You know what's really frustrating me, Frank, is that maybe it's my fault. It's how we present it. We'd like to do hosted trips, and we'll take you anywhere you want to go. We've got a trip coming up July 23rd to the 28th. And what I'd really like to do is 2 trips to Alaska this year, maybe with the end of July, and then one in September, and also to Baja. But, I got to get people to go before I can book them. So it's not that difficult. And everything that we do, we work with our sponsors and people that we know, and they give us incredible pricing. So
that Alaska trip alone, you can't find that anywhere else.
No. $2,000, and it's usually like $1,000 a day. And this is 5 nights, all inclusive. But
with the boat and everything. You forget to tell them that.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it a little bit later on, so stay tuned. But you are listening to Fish Hunt Talk Radio, and we'll be back with you in just a couple of minutes.
A few years ago, a sailor set out to design a boat shoe that was comfortable and stable, non-skid, and wouldn't mark the decks. Today, these incredibly comfortable shoes are worn by anglers, boaters, professional guides, and charter captains. Go to softscience.com to see more. Soft Science shoes and boots are lightweight and shock absorbent with just the right level of support. Several styles come in all sizes. Enjoy the Soft Science shoe in the water and out. Check them out at softscience.com.
It's time for you to take a real fun adventure. Join a hosted fishing adventure to Alaska or Baja with the staff of Fish Talk Radio. Real Fun Adventures can book you on any adventure you desire. Bring your fishing friends or meet new ones. Fish Talk Radio gets the best deals from our sponsors to give you the best possible price. Real Fun trips are inclusive, easy, no-worry packages to the most popular fish grounds. Trips start around $600. Go to REELFunadventures.com.
If you are still using a plastic hard-shell cooler, things have changed for the better. AO coolers are lighter with twice the efficiency of the traditional bulky coolers. AO coolers are the best available soft-sided cooler with 3/4-inch high-density closed-cell foam insulation. They will keep ice frozen for 24 hours in hot weather. Easy to carry, less space, it fits product inside for better performance. Go to aocoolers.com to order or find a retailer. Available at West Marine.
With a long pedigree, the Snow Bee brand today offers the very best equipment modern technology can provide. Started in Europe, Snow Bee is now providing quality fly fishing gear in the USA. Waders, clothing, rods, reels, fly lines, bags, and innovative new accessories. Enjoy your sport and leisure time more than ever. The affordable value of Snow Bee makes it available to everyone. Go to snowbee-usa.com.
Have you noticed the changes in Google lately? Did anybody line you out? You can't fake it anymore. They know who said it first, who said it best, who said it the most, who is the most popular, and that just happens to be me since the late 80s, which means that I can put up a page, a post, or a website, optimize it properly, spread it around to 22 million people, and put you on top of your results pages for your chosen searches basically overnight. WhiteMountainBusiness.com. Don't want to wait that long? Already have a website that you thought was optimized and doesn't rank anywhere? I can fix that too. Maybe you don't want to wait. Maybe you just want to call me. 928-228-9228. That's 928-228-9228. I've done it for literally thousands, and I can do it for you.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
This is John Hennigan. And, of course, we have our host, Frank Selby, from herflyshop.com. Is that right, Frank?
Yeah, close enough.
And
they can find us.
If you're going to be going to the Sierras for trout, if you're going to be going to Belize for bonefish, or to Baja for marlin, and you want to fly fish and catch whatever it is, big game or whatever it is, Frank has been there, done that. He knows exactly what flies. Just get in touch with him, and he'll fix you up and ship them to you.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyway, but speaking of that, we also have another good friend of ours, Mark Lassange,
a great bass fisherman.
Oh, he's certainly a professional. He also has a magazine, which is called, Mark, what is your magazine?
It's Bass Angler Magazine. So
Bass Angler Magazine.
It says exactly what we are.
Okay, that's Bass Angler Mag. What's the website?
It's bassanglermag.com or bassanglermagazine.com. We have either one.
All right, that'll work. Well, I'm sure Frank wants to talk about fly fishing for bass, and which is becoming, I don't know. I have my own ideas about bass anglers. They are driven, let's put it that way, and very passionate about what they do. And anything,
we like shiny, flashy things.
Anything works. Generally, it's not something you do on the fly, but I'm sure Frank's caught more than a couple of bass on the fly.
Yeah, I get on the bass tank here at the hall shows every year and show people how to catch bass with a crawdad pattern.
Mm-hmm. And it works. And again, that's why I said it before, but the reason that fly fishing has exploded is because it works.
Yeah.
I've seen many times.
Both ways work really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I love to fish next to some of the pros because I don't care who you are. You can always learn something from some guy that goes out like 5 days a week, and that's what he does for a living. You better know you're going to learn a lot if you just listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
Am I lying there?
No. It's kind of like... I use the analogy of, you're talking to your neighbor about something wrong with your car, or you call the mechanic down the street, So, your neighbor might know something, but the mechanic's going to really know what to do.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, that's a perfect way of putting it.
And we've always said, Mark, is that even if you are really good, professional, semi-professional, when you go to a different location, the fish are different. They react different ways to different lakes and different streams. So spend at least the money to go with a guide the first day. And
you save a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
You save a lot of time.
These bass are a living, breathing creature that, they're always changing. Each body of water has its own things that, the fish do and the fish eat. But they also change all of the time. So, it's good to hire a guide and go out with somebody that's knowledgeable in that body of water.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how experienced you are, you can learn something.
Well, guides are not cheap, but that's what they do for a living. So you spend a few $100, But you probably spent a few thousand on the trip, so you might as well make it successful.
I mean, exactly. You know, I mean, if you have a bass boat and you go out and you go fishing for the day, I mean, it's going to cost you $100. So if you go out, you know, 5 or 6 days and you wasted all that time, I mean, you could have saved a bunch of money by hiring a guide.
And they know the colors and the time of day, which colors you should use. And I don't care what anybody says, 88% of the people really do not know what time of the day to use what colors and what jigs or what fly.
For sure.
Well, fortunately, we have Mark on with us, so maybe he can tell us.
Yeah.
You know, that's an interesting subject you brought up, Frank, is does it make a difference in the time of the day, what you use?
Oh, yeah.
Sure it does.
Well,
you know, I mean, and it, you know, it depends on the time of year, too, so... But if you're ever in a loss and don't know what to throw, I mean, green pumpkin is the most popular color there is. It kind of matches, you know, it matches gobies and bluegill and almost looks like a trout, looks like a crawfish. So that color will pretty much get you through if you're not sure what color to throw. I mean, there's a million different color bass baits that
and you call it that's a green pumpkin. Can you describe it?
It's kind of a olive drab. You know, if you look at like old military fatigues, you know, from years ago.
I've still got some of those.
Before they had camouflage, it was kind of a green pumpkin or olive drab color. And obviously there's some variations, but but green pumpkin is good, you know. And when the water's dirty and muddy, you know, like it is, you know, here in California, we've got so much rain here lately. Black and blue is good.
Well, you know what?
Or black and purple.
Yeah. Talking about lures, something that, you know, hard for me to understand. But when you're in clear water or dark water, let's say that, you know, it's dark in the dark water, you wouldn't want to throw a dark pattern, you know, lure or fly. You would think, but that's not true.
That's not. No, it's kind of more of a silhouette. So fish see differently than we do. You know, a rule of thumb is, you know, at night fishing you use black and you use dark colors or baits that put off a high vibration. In clear water you want to throw natural colors, you know, translucent colors like that. And you know, in dirty water you want to throw some bright, you know, chartreuse or blue or, you know, some real bright colors that show up.
Yeah, I mean, on the surface, it doesn't make sense. But, you know, what you think and what it is, they're not always one and the same.
Exactly. You know, like we said, they're a living, breathing creature. So, you know, they change. It's just like, you know, we don't want to do the same thing day in and day out, you know. I mean, one day McDonald's might sound good, and, you know, the next day it's like, oh, man, I don't want to eat any fast food. You know, you want to go have a nice big steak or some maybe fish or, you know, something. So it's, you know, I think they're not nearly as complex as we are, but I do believe that they change, you know, over time.
Well, you brought something else up that just popped into my head. When you go marlin fishing, you don't kill the marlin. It's a sport fish. When you go bass fishing, you release them. They're sport fish. But as far as what are your thoughts on keeping one or two or doing something with it, and, you know, what are they like?
Yeah, you know, I've never ate a largemouth, but I've ate a few spotted bass. So you go to Lake Shasta, and it's just so many fish there that, you know, I don't think you could hurt the population if you took out a limit every single day. But you know, and those are pretty good fried up, you know, and battered and fried. But like I said, I've never had a largemouth before, so I don't know how those taste. I imagine it's very similar to spotted bass.
Yeah, because, you know, if you take them out, they're gone.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, a couple bass out of a pond never hurts to take a couple out. You got to thin out a few of the mediums so that it gives the rest of the bass in a 4-acre pond to grow. So my sister takes probably 2 or 3 every 3 months or 4 months, and that's all she'll ever take. Except when I go back there.
Well, the difference is, it's like, you know, rainbows are pretty much a put and take. And those, there's no problem. But, things like cutthroat or browns or golden trout especially, you don't kill those.
No.
But, it depends on the circumstance. And, rainbows, if they're stocked, the reason they're stocked is they put them in so you can take them out. But
that's a good way of putting it, John.
Okay, but anyway, we're getting close on time. Mark, one more time, your website is
bestanglermagazine.com. So
right.
Go check it out. We got a lot of cool stuff on there, and we have a great magazine that'll help you learn more and catch more fish.
Yeah, and if anybody can help you, they can probably get in touch with you from there. All right, you are listening to Fish Hunt Talk Radio. We enjoy having you out there, and we'll be right back in just a couple of minutes. Go to the website and listen as many times as you want.
The East Cape of Baja, Mexico is world famous for sport fishing. Dorado, tuna, wahoo, marlin, sailfish, roosterfish, and pargo. The Van Wormer Resorts make dreams come true at a price all can afford. Hotel Palmas de Cortez, Playa del Sol, and Hotel Punta Colorado have the biggest and best sport fishing fleet in all of Mexico. Call toll-free to 877-777-TUNA to find out how affordable world-class fishing can be. The finest resorts and the best boats in East Cape. Call 877-777-TUNA.
Vagabundos Del Mar Boat and Travel Club has 42 years experience introducing RVers to the joys of Mexico. Specializing in Baja, Vagabundos leads caravans and sponsors fishing tournaments, trailer boat cruises, and weekend getaways in Mexico and the West. Vagabundos Del Mar also saves its 10,000 members tons of money on low-cost auto insurance. Stay up to date on Mexican travel with the printed newsletter online at vagabundos.com or call 800-474-BAJA.
The road stretches for miles in front of you, and with the Ram 1500, you'll be able to reach mile after open mile. It gets a best-in-class 25 miles per gallon highway, so your destination won't just be determined by your gas gauge, but by your gauge for achievement. And the Ram 1500 is the first ever back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Guts, glory, Ram. See your local Ram dealer today for great deals. EPA estimated 25 mpg highway based on V6 4x2.
With a long pedigree, the Snow Bee brand today offers the very best equipment modern technology can provide. Started in Europe, Snow Bee is now providing quality fly fishing gear in the USA. Waders, clothing, rods, reels, fly lines, bags, and innovative new accessories. Enjoy your sport and leisure time more than ever. The affordable value of Snow Bee makes it available to everyone. Go to snowbee-usa.com.
A full-service fly shop, His and Her Fly Fishing, offers FFI-certified international fly fishing instructor and guide service with Frank Selby. Listen to Frank as host of FishHuntTalkRadio.com or listen live Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on Sirius XM Radio Channel 211. Custom flies are handmade to your order in-house in Newport Beach. Fishing in Mexico, Belize, Florida, or the Rockies, Frank and the staff will deliver exactly what you need. Flies and gear. Google His and Her Fly Fishing.
Lounge ride.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
This is John Hennigan. And we have our host, Frank Selby, from hisherflyshop.com. Is that right, Frank?
Yeah.
Where Frank is, not only is he a world-class fly fishing guide, him and his staff make flies. If there's anything you need for anywhere, he's been there, done that. He knows what to use. And just give him a call. He'll help you out.
Oh, okay. Me and John have been talking about our trip to Alaska. I think everybody should go. It's a very inexpensive trip. It's $2,100. You can fish 5 days with a boat. Have so much fun. Last year I had a ball. We had a lot of fun. We caught halibut. We caught tons of silvers and a couple of coho. And it was so much fun. John was the only one that filled his whole damn ice tent. I'm mad at him about that, but we're going to let him slide this one time.
That somebody came up to him that we had on, I don't know, 3-6 months ago. From, what was the name of that place? Moose Lip
Lodge.
Okay.
And you don't have to take a small plane to get there.
Anyway, and we bring people on for content. And, we have sponsors, and these people have something important to tell us. But we just brought him on, and what did he say, Frank? And after the interview?
The first week after, he had 15 bookings. Now, that's the most I've ever heard about. And when I told you, and he said it was the first time when they called, you got to ask them if you're get on our radio show.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you asked how they found out.
Yeah.
He did it, so he got 15 people told it.
Well, you know what's frustrating to me, Frank? And it's very frustrating because I know that we've got, maybe 1 million people a month. But how many people get in touch with me and say, hey, man, I'd like to go on one of your trips? Well, what we do is, because we do have sponsors, we get some very special pricing that we pass on to our clients. And we go to some tremendous places. And right now we've got a trip booked to Alaska for the July 23rd to the 28th.
That's a fun trip.
How many people have gotten in touch with me and said, yeah, that sounds good, I'd like to go? 2. That's crazy.
They better get on the stick right now and call this week or next week, or we're going to raise the price.
There you go.
Maybe that'll make them book now.
Anyway, but we have 2 rooms left. But please, if you're out there listening, just I can give. I don't want to spend a lot of time with the details, but this trip is all inclusive. Normally, a trip to Alaska, most lodges you're looking at about $1,000 a day. This
about
is
$5,000 to $6,000 for the week.
Yeah, and but this one
that's the special.
This is $2,000 for 5 nights. And when I say all-inclusive, I mean all-inclusive. Even they pick you up at the airport. But, so, come on, guys. Or girls. I know you want to do it. Just let me know. And I'd like to get a couple more trips because I like to go on these trips. And these trips are not just, say, okay, here you go. You go with a group of people that have a common interest, and we don't take just anybody. we like to have good people. And if you don't have a fishing buddy, you'll find a fishing buddy.
Oh yeah, definitely. You will. All the guys, we kind of switch boats once in a while just for people to get to fish with John or me or some of the other guys. It's so much fun. And where can you go and relax for 5 or 6 days and not have to worry about anything?
No, it's all
what time you got to get to dinner.
That's all we did. Well, yeah, just all you have to worry about is get back to the lodge in time for dinner, and it's good food. But anyway, we I don't know. I'm very frustrated because here's
what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Anybody that calls in the next 2 weeks,
next week,
I will tie up some lures that you can drop all the way down on conventional or fly, and you will catch salmon.
Oh, by the way,
and
Frank,
if you don't, I'll get out there with you and go down and get them and put them on the hook.
Frank, by the way, Mustad sent me a box, and I had a hard time carrying it in the house.
Oh, boy.
And it's full of hooks, very high, premium quality hooks. If anybody just gets in touch and say, hey, what do you got going? This is what I'd like to do. You want to go to Costa Rica? We'll make a trip. But say, this is what I'd like to do. Obviously, we need a certain amount of people to make it work. But anybody that gets in touch and says, yeah, I'm really interested, I'll send you, $10, $20 worth of hooks.
Yeah, and don't forget to tell them about the Baja trip, too.
Yeah, no, I'd love to. And we've got a couple of different options down there. I've got a condo down there, by the way. If anybody wants to go down, I'll fix you up and take care of you and get you organized. But what we'd like to do is do some organized trips, because I like doing hosted trips. First of all, I like to go on the trips. Yeah, but we have to have a certain amount of people to do it. But, if we get some people to respond out there listening, please, it's not that difficult. If you're listening online, you probably have a computer, and you can you just go to 3 words, Fish Talk Radio. My name is John, John, John at fishtalkradio.com. So just send me an email and say, hey, I appreciate the show, I appreciate what you're doing, and I'd like to go fishing. And that's all you got to do, and we'll take care of it. And even if you don't go fishing, we'll send you some great prizes. We'll dig into the treasure chest, and it's been resupplied, so we're good to go.
Yeah, and that treasure chest is really fun to dig through.
Yeah, it is. All righty.
I didn't say that, John.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, right now, while Frank and I were talking, we're supposed to be talking to Steve Lynch, who's a co-owner of Procure out of Portland, Oregon. And just as we called him, he goes, oh, man, I just got rear-ended. So I don't think we're going to get him on the line, but we'll try. Hold on. What do we got?
Steve's here.
Oh, Steve's here? Oh, Steve. How are you, buddy? Are you okay?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Well, we're sitting on the radio, and it's warm and dry, but what happened, man?
Oh, I had somebody decide not to stop at a light.
Oh, jeez.
So kindly got me from the rear.
Oh, man. Where are you right now?
I'm in Beaverton, Oregon.
Oh, I know where that is. It's just west of Portland.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess somebody was just on the phone and not paying attention.
Well, I won't comment on that because I had an incident not too long ago that I was guilty of. But don't do it. Don't answer the phone. Anyway, Steve, let's get right into Procure real quick.
Good, right?
We've only got a couple minutes.
All can get fixed, no problem.
Let's get into Procure real quick. We've only got a couple minutes. And
sure.
There's so many questions we could spend hours. But as far as what you do, you process, how many fish a week?
Well, depending on the week, we are anywhere from 6,000 to 10,000 pounds.
A week?
A week. Yes.
Wow. And what you do is if people want to catch fish, in modern age, there's a lot of things you can do to help that tremendously. And fish respond, yes, they respond by sight. There'll be incidental or reaction bite, but primarily, they want to eat, and they rely on their sense of smell, and that may be through their their olfactory or may through their lateral lines, but the right scent will attract the fish, which means you bring the fish on the boat. And
correct.
And you have holy smokes! Might be a train going by.
If they're feeding on sardines, and you're putting sardine oil or gel on your lure, and it truly smells like sardine, it's just a familiar scent to them. And we put UV in all of our products, so you're fishing down deeper in murky, muddy water. Not only can they smell it, but they can actually see it as well.
Well, that's something else. We won't spend a lot of time on it. But fish are not people. And the way that I've understood, normally you go down 30 feet, there's no light. And you go under that, but fish can see something like 30 times better than we can. But they it's not just regular white light, UV, and that they can see that we would not be able to see.
Correct.
Yeah.
So they say. I'm not a fish, so I don't know. I'm reading the same reports and articles that you are. But yes, we do believe that they see UV light, ultraviolet light.
And so it works. I mean, basically, that's what it all comes down to. If it works, then
and
use
it does. And we've tried it on even on party boats. One side of the boat using UV, even without the scent, just the UV gel. And versus the same lure on the other side, down anywhere from 28 to 180 feet.
Yeah.
The side using UV will get 3 times as many bites.
Wow. Steve, I wish that we had more time. Unfortunately, you got a little tangled up, but we'll bring you back. We'll bring you back on real soon. And the website is
ProCure.com.
It's pro-cure.
Pro-cure. So PRO-CURE.com.
All right, and it works. So what can I tell you? Anyway,
yeah, I love to use it.
I appreciate that, Steve, and I hope everything works out. So we'll be back with you soon. You are listening to Fish Hunt Talk Radio. Go to the website, listen to the show many times you want. We'll be right back.
The Soft Science footbed absorbs the shock of pounding waves, engine vibration, and even rocky terrain. Soft Science shoes are roomy and relaxed, and they drain and dry quickly. Check out the Soft Science Fin fishing shoes and boots and the Fin H2O for kayaking and canoeing. They're lightweight, slip-resistant, and won't mark your deck. See the new styles for men and women and get your pair on at softscience.com.
It's time for you to take a real fun adventure. Join a hosted fishing adventure to Alaska or Baja with the staff of Fish Talk Radio. Real Fun Adventures can book you on any adventure you desire. Bring your fishing friends or meet new ones. Fish Talk Radio gets the best deals from our sponsors to give you the best possible price. Real Fun trips are inclusive, easy, no-worry packages to the most popular fish grounds. Trips start around $600. Go to REELFunadventures.com.
Alaskan RV Butler. Guiding, fishing, hiking, sightseeing, adventure. The Alaskan RV Butler. Like a cruise on wheels in the comfort of an RV. View the wonders of Alaskan interior, streams, ocean, and wildlife. Or fish for the big one, all while pampered by Mike, the Alaskan RV Butler. Mike's inclusive tours serve butter-drenched shellfish and mouth-watering steaks. Mike is your personal chef, chauffeur, guide, and planner. And for the real Alaska, contact MikeRVButler@gmail.com. That's MikeRVButler@gmail.com. A full-service fly shop, His and Her Fly Fishing, offers FFI-certified international fly fishing instructor and guide service with Frank Selby. Listen to Frank as host of FishHuntTalkRadio.com or listen live Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on SiriusXM Radio Channel 211. Custom flies are handmade to your order in-house in Newport Beach. Fishing in Mexico, Belize, Florida, or the Rockies, Frank and the staff will deliver exactly what you need. Flies and gear. Google His and Her Fly Fishing.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
This is John Hennigan. And we have our host, Frank Selby, from His and Her Fly Shop in Southern California. And Frank, again, tell you what, he's been everywhere, done everything, and caught anything you can catch on a fly. So if you're interested and you're going to go to Belize, you're going to go to Alaska or Mexico or the Sierras, get in touch with him, because he knows exactly what you need, and he'll send it to you. And also, he has other stuff he can send to you, but all at great deals. So, this is the age of online, right, Frank?
Yeah, it is. It's getting that way, everything. But
there's
one thing, if you mention you heard us on air, I give you something a little extra.
Okay, well, the thing is that you cannot go online. And so I want a customized fly because I'm fishing in Belize. You ain't going to find it. But you get in touch with Frank, he knows exactly what it is, exactly what you need, and at a very, very reasonable price because they do it all in-house. And I can't believe that you guys crank those things out as fast as you do. Anyway.
Yeah, everybody's watching Gracie Ty here at the show, at the Fred Hall show.
That's where you are right now.
Yeah, I'm right here in the thick of it.
Yep. But anyway, just if you want to, even if you're not a fly angler, just get in touch and he'll fix you up with anything you need. And if you get in touch with me, I can get you some prices on fly fishing gear that you won't believe. But anyway, now let's get back to Frank Addington, a.k.a. the Aspirin Buster. Now, Frank, the Aspirin Buster, what the heck is that? Could you explain that real quick?
Well, they call the show the Amazing Archery, but several years ago, someone nicknamed me the Aspirin Buster, and it stuck. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but the finale of my show, I do about a 25-minute instinctive archery exhibition, and the finale is a bear baby aspirin shot out of midair from behind my back. And we do other stuff, but that's the and I met Clint Eastwood last spring.
Really?
And those eyebrows drew down, and he said, "Aspirin Buster. What's that?" So I've been asked that question a time or two, but never as intimidating. Even at 88 years old, Clint Eastwood intimidates.
He's my hero. I think I've seen every one of his movies. I won't go into it right now, but once I hit a golf ball into his window. But that's a different story. But
aren't you going to be out here too, Frank?
We're working on it. I'm trying. There's a show called Ultimate Outdoor Recreation at the end of the month, and it's in it's
Pomona.
Yeah.
No. It's I got the schedule.
All right. We'll come back to it in a second. But Frank, what you do, I find so fascinating. Now, if you are hunting birds, you don't sight a bird in and shoot at it, because you'll never hit it because it's gone by the time the pellet gets there. And it is a little bit instinctive, and obviously you have to lead it. Now, if you're shooting from 500 yards with a high-powered rifle, you sight it in, and that's what works. But in archery, you can't really sight it in. Even if with a crossbow, it'd be pretty difficult to sight it in. It's more of a learned reaction. And when we had you on last time, I thought it was fascinating. And it's about human anatomy and muscle, what do they call it? Muscle memory. And when you shoot an arrow, you don't aim that arrow with the aspirin, do you?
Oh, no. Well, I tell people all the time, quarterback on a football team, that ball doesn't have a sight on it. And that receiver, that quarterback cannot throw to where the receiver is. He can't do it. What his mind has to do is in a split second calculate, okay, he's running at this angle, he's running at this speed, the ball needs to be at this height, it needs to clear, the defender, it's got to go across the defender and go right into that guy's chest, the ball, and so he leads that guy and he throws, and it all comes together. I'm watching that baby aspirin. Every show that I do, the shows provide the thrower. It's not my guy throwing the pill. It is a different thrower. So in a given year, I'll have 20 different throwers, and so it never flies the same. So it's not trick shooting; it's instinctive shooting. And basically, my eyes are 20/8, so my eyes are watching that tiny tablet fly across the screen, and I have them throw about 3 throws, and usually I can pattern it, and then when they throw the 4th throw, I send an arrow to meet it in the middle. And we did recently we did 6 shows up in Pittsburgh, and I did 3 first shot shows with 2 different throwers.
Wow!
So it wasn't the same guy throwing, but we typically will do 1 or 2 first shot shows a weekend. Usually I do weekend shows, and the show y'all were talking about, it's Costa Mesa, California, and if I can work it out in my schedule, I'll be there. I think it's the 20th.
That's only about a mile from me if you're going to the fairground.
There you go.
It's toward the end of March. I don't know. It's not 100% I'll be there, but I'm working on being there.
Well, let's get back.
I just finished the bedroom, so I've almost got everything done except the floor. So if you get there, you got to stay.
Well, the steak's medium rare. Just remember that.
I know that.
Hey, by the way, Frank, just recently I was on your website. I thought you were an old fart. You're just a kid.
51.
Wow. Like I said, you're just a kid.
I've been doing this 34 years.
Wow. But let's get back to to the concept about the human body and muscle memory and the control your mind has over your body, because you got this bow behind your back. There's no possible way you can sight in that aspirin. No possible way. Even if you know where it was going to be, you couldn't sight it in. So it has to be something that your body instinctively knows and operates on its own. So
yeah, I look at where it's going. I look at, I can do mustard seeds. We can do 3 pills, 3 arrows. I've done a lot of different stuff, and with different bows. You got to remember too, I'm not using the same bow. I don't have a bow. I have 6 different show bows. They go 2 per case. 1 set goes to the East Coast, 1 set goes to the West Coast, 1 set stays in Texas, and they go show to show to show. So the bow I used in Pittsburgh is not the same bow I'll use out in California. It's not the same bow I used in, it's different bows.
Well, I kind of want to focus in on the instinct that we're talking about.
Right. Well, I'm saying there can't be a sight or an aiming device. There's no way. It wouldn't work.
Your mind does it.
Yep.
And you're the best, Frank. You're the very best.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Frank.
Obviously, it's not something you learn overnight. But so it's instinctive. You just allow your brain and your muscles to work together, and makes it happen. Is that right?
Yes, and also I give credit to some neuro-linguistic programming. I put the hours in as a kid practicing, but there was a guy named Wyatt Woodsmall. He wrote the front part, or did some research with Anthony Robbins when Anthony Robbins first did his book years ago. And Wyatt Woodsmall is a mental coach. He worked with me in '90, and I had already developed the shooting style. What he did was teach me how to be at my A game all the time. So if CNN flips on a camera, or if I had Toby Keith, I did a private show for him. He stood 4 feet behind me. It didn't matter if that was the president. It didn't matter who it was.
You're focused.
I'm focused on the pill, and that's what Wyatt taught me. So I've had some training as far as.
So basically, what you do is you focus on the pill, and your brain and your body just kind of follows. And
I put it on autopilot. I flip it up. I tune the bows before the show, make sure the bow's tuned, and if it's tuned, and that's the big thing. Get the bow where it's, and I write down all the measurements on the bow with a Sharpie on the bottom limb. That way, if I would miss, I can quickly take a tool and measure and see if it's me or if it's the bow.
Oh. Now,
but it's always the bow. It's never you.
Obviously, as far as an archer goes, there's not many people that can do what you do. But how does this translate to archery hunting or target shooting?
Well, it's the same concept. Aim small, miss small. It's the same. You got to focus on that tuft of hair behind the front shoulder. You've got to look at, if you look at the whole deer, and you look at that big rack, you're going to shoot over its back. You've got to pick your spot. You've got to pick your spot.
Focus on it.
Yeah, because, I even knew a world-class hunter that shot a trophy moose right in the antler.
Mm-hmm.
His arrow nailed it right in the antler.
Yeah, well, that's that's not going to do you a whole lot of good, is it?
No, because he was looking at the trophy. He was like, wow, what a big bull.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's fascinating. I mean, the whole subject of what you do and how you do it is so fascinating. So it's just that, and how long would it take somebody to improve their skills? Not to get where you're at, but...
Oh, not long. Next time we do a deal, we should do it on backyard practice technique.
Let's do that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make.
And how's your son doing?
All right, Frank, we're going to have to cut it off right now. We've got about 10 seconds. But anyway, Frank, if someone wants to try and find out more, how do they get in touch with you? You have a website?
Yeah, just FrankAddingtonJr.com.
Addington, ADDIGNTON. Frank Addington Jr. JR.com. Wow, that's Frank. I so much appreciate having you on. And we're going to have to take a break. Appreciate everybody out there listening to us. Go to the website and listen to the show as many times as you like.
A few years ago, a sailor set out to design a boat shoe that was comfortable and stable, non-skid, and wouldn't mark the decks. Today, these incredibly comfortable shoes are worn by anglers, boaters, professional guides, and charter captains. Go to softscience.com to see more. Soft Science shoes and boots are lightweight and shock absorbent with just the right level of support. Several styles come in all sizes. Enjoy the Soft Science shoe in the water and out. Check them out at softscience.com. Used by fishermen who know where to get the best fishing gear around, AFTCO makes the highest quality fishing rod components worldwide. If it says AFTCO, you know you have a quality rod. Guy Harvey Clothing, the best outdoor clothing line anywhere, is also available through AFTCO. Longest lasting, functional, and best looking clothing you'll be proud to wear. Only the very best materials and workmanship. As soon as you put it on, you'll know the difference. Look for AFTCO at quality retailers or go to aftco.com. Great news! You can now watch Grizz's shows wherever you are, whenever you want, on all your mobile devices. Download the Grizz Channel app today. Enjoy an adventure during that boring wait at the doctor's office. Or while you're sitting at the airport waiting for your next flight. Just go to your phone, tablet, or even Kindle App Store or iTunes and download it today. And when you get home, you can watch the Grizz on your big screen on Roku. Catch the Grizz next adventure today.
Have you noticed the changes in Google lately? Did anybody line you out? You can't fake it anymore. They know who said it first, who said it best, who said it the most, who is the most popular, and that just happens to be me since the late 80s, which means that I can put up a page, a post, or a website, optimize it properly, spread it around to 22 million people, and put you on top of your results pages for your chosen searches basically overnight. WhiteMountainBusiness.com. Don't want to wait that long? Already have a website that you thought was optimized and doesn't rank anywhere? I can fix that too. Maybe you don't want to wait. Maybe you just want to call me. 928-228-9228. That's 928-228-9228. I've done it for literally thousands, and I can do it for you.
Welcome back to Fish Talk Hunt Radio with John Hennigan.
Oh, that's right. I forgot Frank. This is John Hennigan, and we have our host, Frank Selby, from his and her fly shop in Southern California, where Frank is, not only is he a world-class fly fishing guide, him and his staff make flies. And if you want to catch fish, it helps if you got the right equipment. What do you think, Frank?
That's 100% true, and you have to have the right flies.
Mm-hmm. And guess what? Frank has been everywhere, done everything. So if you say, hey, Frank, I'm going to Baja, I'm going to Belize, I'm going to Alaska, I'm going to the Sierras, what do I need? He'll send you a little case with, 6 or 12 flies in it that are exactly what you need. And they'll be hand-tied personally for you. And you cannot go online anywhere. Yeah, you can buy flies, but you cannot go online and get stuff. And even if you did, it would probably be cheaper to buy it from Frank.
Yeah.
And so just get in touch with his, her fly fishing.
Yeah, his and her fly fishing shop. Punch in his and her, and we'll pop up.
Yeah, his and her, yes. And then, just get online and talk to him and say, hey, Frank, what do you think? What kind of gear do I need? What do I need to take with me? What kind of flies do I need, and how do I get them? And from there on, people spend thousands of dollars to do this. And, why not spend $50 and get the equipment you need, right?
Yeah, that's right. Just like our trip to Alaska here coming up real soon. And we need a few more people. And how often do you get to fish with two great guys like John Hannington and Frank Selby? Now, how many times in your lifetime are you going to get a chance to do this?
Well, not only that, the people we had last year was the worst fishing in Clover Pass that I've seen in 15 years. But everybody came back with fish.
And everybody was happier and
But it was so much fun. I mean, we got just a great group of people.
Well, there was a couple of you didn't want to pay up, though, but other than that, it was great.
Anyway, but just go to, just send me an email. It's not too difficult. Can anybody remember 3 words? Fish Talk Radio. Can you remember that? My name is John. So you go to john@fishtalkradio.com. Let me know what you want to do, where you want to go. I've got some ideas on some trips I'd like to do still this year. I want to put another trip to Alaska together. I'd like to put a trip to Baja together. And the reason is because I like to go, and I will go. I'm not going to say I can teach anything because, my job is not to answer questions, it's to ask them. But
I can help you, though. If you need help, just yell.
There you go. But it's just a great fun. And, if you don't have any fishing buddies, not a problem. We can fix you up. If you do have a couple of guys that want to go together, not a problem. 4 is a perfect where you get, let's do this. And, if you get in touch with me, and, we need to get usually about 12 people to make a trip, to make it work. But, 12, 24. But, if you get in touch with me, we'll put a trip together. I mean, I don't care if you want to go to Costa Rica, Belize. We can put it together for you. So, it'll be at a price that you're not going to find anywhere else because we work with our sponsors, we work with these people, and they give us some generous discounts for groups, and we pass that right along. So what can I say, Frank? I don't know why you people out there are just not responding like you should. So I know you want to go, but, you can do a trip of a lifetime 2 or 3 times a year. And if you got a paper route, you can afford it.
Guess who I'm looking at right now?
What's that?
I'm watching Bart stand there talking at the Fred Hall show right now.
All right. Well, you're busy, Frank, so we're going to have to let you go. But we appreciate you taking the time out. You are listening to FishTalkRadio.com.